guys, how are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm doing fine too, yeah.
Congratulations for the gig, it was a blast. How do you feel now after the gig? Who want to start?
feeling kind of fine. Actually, happy, surprised that what time is it and we have already played.
Yeah, quite early.
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, it was good. Super good crowd. Took a little bit of them to warm up, but then it was nice. And yeah, the place is super nice. All the staff is super nice. So super happy to be here. First time in Pori, so.
Well, yeah, same thing. Nice gig, and Pori is a good place to play heavy metal.
It was really nice to play, and the crowd was good, and I think we played quite okay, right?
The gig was so great, and I like it so much.
So for those who don't know Neverfade, would you mind to introduce yourself and give us some biographical hints? So if we start from here now.
My name is Jesse and I play bass.
My name is Yuri and I play guitar.
My name is Juho, drums.
My name is Lassi, vocals.
And my name is also Jesse and I play the guitar.
That's not confusing at all.
Yeah. Also, we have people coming and going, but it's not a problem. Yeah. So, would you mind to tell us something about when the band started and stuff like that? I think you are there.
Yeah, so we put me, him, and him. We put the band together in what was it, 2022?
Yeah, something like that.
We were drinking beer at a park and thought, wouldn't it be nice to have a band? We used to play together in a band called Crimson Day, where Camus still plays, and we wanted to put something together, and then we decided to do that. And then we went to my place and started to look at lyrics that I've written for songs, and Neverfade popped up from the plate, and decided that that's a cool band name, so we'll do that. And then soon enough we got Yuri to join, and yeah. And Juho joined. When did you join, Juho?
Well, I jumped on board after these guys had made the first record. So, and well, after the record, we started gigging, and I'm happy to be here. So.
Yeah. So you released your debut album last January, at the end of January. Types in the Night. So what can you tell about its genesis and lyrics?
Well, Thieves in the Night has been, it was a kind of a process. So there's quite a few older songs, songs that we even wrote for Crimson Day when we still played in the same band, and then some of those songs have been done over the years. So I've done a few of those many years ago, and Jesse as well, and I don't think there's any kind of overarching theme for the album when it comes to the lyrics, but a lot of the songs are really fatalistic and that have this kind of feeling of fighting back towards tyranny, and then we sprinkle some sci-fi and fantasy and murdering people, you know, in the midst to keep it interesting, and yeah, all the good stuff that a metal band needs, right? And yeah, so I think the oldest song is probably Hourglass Breaking, don't you think? Or
Hourglass Breaking or Phantoms in the Wind. I'm not actually quite sure. I think Phantoms in the Wind.
yeah,
I think it's older.
yeah.
It's a song that we actually played once or twice live with Crimson Day, like 8 years ago or something. These are that old songs.
Yeah, and then those songs even had, obviously, I mean, once we started playing as Neverfade, we kind of rearranged them and made them sound like this new band. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, we really like the album, but we also, like, right now we're writing new music, so let's see where that takes us.
Yeah. About the cover of the album, who did it, and there is any story in particular behind the cover of the album?
So I don't remember the name of the artist. It's an Indonesian guy we found online. This is embarrassing, but I can find it out for you. And we used the same guy for all the singles that we did last year, and then the album as well. So we wanted to have a sort of a theme over every single cover and also the album cover.
Consistent style, you know.
Yeah, consistent style and also consistent characters. So if maybe you can see from Juho's shirt, for example, this is the hourglass breaking single cover, simplified. So we wanted to have this one character that we call Gary, or for Gary Golden for reasons that we're not gonna go into, and we wanted to have this guy like in all of the album covers or the single covers, and we started with Phantoms in the Wind because that, you know, just tells a story about, you know, fighting back, being in the shadows and fighting back towards tyranny, and then we wanted to use that same hooded character for many of the songs, and then it felt like a natural thing to use it for the next ones and the next one. And I think Thieves in the Night, if you listen to the lyrics and see, look at the album cover, there's a few Easter eggs hidden there, like different things from different songs that you can spot that, oh, okay, this is from that song and this is from that song. But we also wanted to play homage to the first single, which is very similar to the first single, but just a little bit bigger in scope.
Yeah. Where did you record the album?
When?
Where?
We started with 2 singles. What was it? Phantoms in the Wind and Assassin. Yeah. And then Hourglass Breaking was a single session. I think we started like something like a little more than a year ago. There was snow.
But last year.
Last year, last year. There was snow when we started, and the process took like 6 to 8 months maybe, and we obviously didn't do it like every weekend. And we recorded 3 singles separately, and then the rest of the album, and last autumn or something, like August maybe. And then the mixing took its time, and we were supposed to release it in December, yeah. But we did release it in January. I don't even remember why, but we did.
Yeah. And in which studio did you record it?
JR Audio or Danko Tones studio in Monttu, Finland.
Was for you kind of stressing working on the album? If yes, what was stressful? If not, do you think that the next album is going to be stressful? Who wants to?
I can start. I don't think it was stressful. We did it. We didn't put a deadline for ourselves to record the album until we, well, kind of did, but we didn't say that, okay, well, we need to be finished in a month and then we're done, you know. So we took our time with it, for good and bad, I think. And I think the most like kind of hard parts of recording were just trying to get in the studio, get things to sound better than they do, kind of rehearsing, doing some more arranging, and then since we didn't have a producer, then that's always a challenge, because then you have to kind of produce yourselves, and then you have to really think about how you do vocal melodies and harmonies, and what do you do with guitars, and do you switch things around and that. So it was a really
it's on top of the on top of the, you know, the things that you have to like focus on your own performance. Well, I wasn't there, but you know, just to like point out that, you know, if you're in a studio, you have to like focus on your own performance, and if you have to like on top of that focus on the producing and everything, it's there's like a two jobs. You need like two different things to do, and it doesn't sound very difficult, but it can be. It can be really difficult.
I don't think there was that much stressing, except recording my own parts. That was stressing, but nothing else wasn't that much.
Biggest stress in Neverfade? I don't know. Nothing.
This guy actually might be the most non-stressful guy that I know. He doesn't like stress anything, and
Good for you.
and he just plays his part so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about new wave of Finnish heavy metal alliance. So, tell us more.
Where do we start? It is a whole beast that's gotten out of hand, I think. I cooked up the idea last year, and then very soon needed some help. So I contacted Jasmin from Ratbreed to kind of work on this. I think in the beginning we had like 9 bands, 10 bands. And the idea was just to build a community of like-minded heavy metal bands to, help each other, put on shows like this that we're doing today here in Pori, and just do something under a banner that you could say that, okay, if I go see a new wave of Finnish heavy metal gig, then I know pretty much what I'm gonna get, right? And then of course the other side of that is to help each other and give advice to each other and build a network and a scene. And that has been incredibly successful, and I would say not because of me. I've done very little in the last few months. Jasmin is the person to give all the fanfare to. I'm not even sure how many bands we have now. It has to be over 20. Like I saw a post on Instagram today that said that the band joined the alliance. I had no idea that they did. So it's growing so fast, which is super nice because it tells people that they see this as a community that they want to join, as a thing that they want to be a part of, and it also gives us more reach and gives us more opportunities to play together with interesting people and that sort of thing. So I think that's what it's about. It's about community and creating a scene and just praising the gospel of heavy metal. Anybody else?
That's got it.
Yeah. Let's talk about your live, because your live gigs. Live gigs.
Okay. How much time you got?
But so you have a lot of energy and a lot of things happen on the stage. You have the sword at some point. Then I was doing another interview. I heard a pop, apparently confetti show up. How did you came up with the idea to have the sword, for example, or use the confetti? Do you use those always on the same songs and in the same order, or how do you put it together, your show, in a way?
It's just me always. Juho, do you wanna go?
Well, this guy needs to do something on stage because he has so much energy. So, well, okay, it's Lassi's show. He likes to do silly things, and he's a natural entertainer, right?
And I think it has been clear from all the way the beginning that it's not gonna be our gigs are not gonna be just that we go and play the songs and get off the stage, but it's also been very clear that there's gonna be a really show, and then there has been, we have added almost for almost every new gig we have added something there.
Yeah, I think Yuri said it well, that from the beginning we started to build a show, right? And we try to say many times when we talking about our live shows is that we're trying to build a show that is made for arenas but for the stages that we play, right? So we want to, I think heavy metal, especially the kind of heavy metal we play, which is kind of epic and has the kind of theatrical elements in the lyrics as well, crusades and fucking space probes and shit. So you have to have a level of don't take yourself too seriously, and if you feel a little bit silly on stage, then that means it looks really good to the audience, right? And when we really think that, like, we try to do these choreographies together on stage a little bit, and we the sword thing, it was just, I think in the beginning, did I have the sword first and then add the costume?
No idea. I think you had them. You had them. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because that song is about the Crusades, so I thought, okay, well, I mean,
You had on our first gig. You had the costume.
I
and
did.
you had
Yes.
the
Yeah.
sword.
So that costume Crusade thing was from the first show, because I wanted it. Well, I mean, Iron Maiden is a big influence to me. If you come see our shows, you might guess that. And they add a lot of those theatric elements to their gigs, and Bruce Dickinson having the trooper outfit and the Union Jack and all this. And I always thought that that's like a cool element to add. It gives a little bit of a wow factor. And after a show, like, a lot of people will remember, hey, that band had a fucking sword and the bass player had a shield, and they fought on stage while the other guys played solos, and the confetti just was something that, okay, we want to make an pop something. And usually when you're playing in basements like this, they don't let you do fireworks or flames. So what can we do? Then let's do confetti. And like Yuri said, we're constantly trying to figure out what can we do, what can we make it, how can we make it bigger, how can we make it more memorable, without going too over the top, I think.
I think that then in the future you will have a lot of fireworks when you will be on bigger stage. Yeah. And you will be running and climbing probably everywhere.
He's doing that already.
Yeah, but even more, in a bigger way. What gear do you use? Who wants to start?
I have custom bass made by our guitarist, and it's so great bass. I like it so much.
Well, my gear has one digital amp that goes straight to PA, and two guitars, one Epiphone Les Paul and one PRS.
What kind of amp?
What kind of amp? It's a
Because they own.
it's Valeton GP 200. This size, like,
Okay.
very handy.
I like
It's gonna take a while.
Okay. In general, I like to point out that these, like, are guitar and bass players. They have this like small digital equipment. It's very easy to carry, very easy to set up at stage, and it's very small, very compact, easy to move.
It's
And-
a choice of instrument.
Yes. and I have the most biggest drum set there is. So if we have a van for a gig, it's like 99% drums, and they have this, like, the guitar equipment is like here. So I have this like big 80s Yamaha double brace drum set. So we have something to move, like, on stage.
I tried to get photos of you, but I'm too short. I was unable to get it. So there were too many stuff there. And in front of those guys were in front.
Yes. Unfortunately, I didn't have my drum set today, so you can see it tonight's photos.
Yeah, but I like the drum set that you have because it looks like, something
It looks like
Motorhead would use. It's a shame that we don't get to bring it too often, but it's also like, who the fuck has the energy to just bring all that stuff. But when we get to bigger stages, you know, and we can pay people to carry our things, then you'll see all his gear. I don't remember. I have an AKG wireless microphone. I don't remember which one. And then I have.
The answer of always of the singer.
Yeah.
But you know something because someone said I have a microphone and then a hat and sunglasses.
But at home I have a Les Paul custom guitar made by this guy again, and Tokai Stratocaster, who this guy currently has, and I'm just selling my amp to get a better one, probably his old amp. So because I also write songs and stuff like that. So that's the gear that I use, but only the microphone on stage, except sometimes.
Yeah, I also use a modeler, Hotone Ampero Stage 2, and as the guys already said, you can probably figure that I also build my own guitars and basically make them look good and hope that they play good, and so far they have. And Daria strings and Dunlop picks and some gear like this thing to put on the mic stand where I can put my drink, and some little gear also.
I like to point out that it's super convenient that we have like a guitar luthier in the band. You know, if you have like gear issues or something, you know, we have a professional for that. So pretty nice.
So this is your job, what you do as a day job.
No. I am a professional, yeah. I went to the luthier school some years ago, but I was never going to make it my profession because it would ruin the whole thing.
So it's your passion. Yeah. Okay. What do you like to listen nowadays? So, for example, if now we get a look to your Spotify list, what was the last song that you listened? Can you remember?
Yes, I can answer what I listened to.
Huh?
You can answer what I did.
I think you have listened to Blind Guardian. I'm
Yes,
sure about
that's
that. Not actually sure what I listened. Maybe the new Beast album that came out this week. Probably. It was a good album. I liked it. From Spotify, yeah. I think it was the Beast. You were a Blind Guardian, so.
I don't know. Some 80s metal. I listen to Judas Priest a lot. I don't know. 80s metal.
I'm not also at all sure what's the last song on. Well, in my case, Tidal. That was the last song that I listened. But my musical taste is quite mad, if you can say. Because I listen to my two favorite bands in the world are the Beatles and Death. And then there's quite a lot of stuff that goes between. It's wide, yeah.
I don't know what band I listened to last, because I listen a random power metal bands on Spotify, and I can't remember all those names. But
What was the one that we listened to on the way? Mikä se oli, mitä me kuunneltiin matkaan?
Silent Winter.
yeah, Silent Winter.
Was the last song from your playlist? Yeah.
So a lot of power metal, and then classics and something in between.
And Beast.
Which is actually brutal death metal. So.
But it's good to listen a bit of everything. You know, it helps you to be more creative.
If it's good, why not listen?
Yeah. I always think about if someone will check my liked song in a playlist in Spotify. Well, maybe some question mark will arise, but music is music.
And even if it's not good, like, it can be good. Like I remember my dad once told me that they got a free Yes record, around about by Yes, as a gift, and then he and his friend, because he likes Leonard Skinner, and then he and his friend listened to it and were laughing like, this is so shit, this is the worst album I've ever heard. And then they listened to it again, because like in the early 80s, late 70s, if you had an album, you listened to it because that's all you had. And they listened to it 12 times and they were like, this is actually pretty good. This isn't so shit after all. So, you know, if it starts shit, just fucking power through it. It might be good.
Give it a chance. Yeah. So we are at the end of this interview. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure. Would you like to say something to your fans and people that are watching this?
Come to see us live, and we have pretty much t-shirts and cassettes and CDs, and if you come to our shows, buy them so we don't have to take them back.
Yeah, what he said, come see us live. We're taking the summer off, so next chance is gonna be in August and then September. And follow us on social media, so at Neverfade Finland in Instagram, and Neverfade in Facebook, and at Neverfade Finland in Threads. And we don't have TikTok because that is for idiots.
Ooh. Okay. Well, come see us, our live shows, and heavy metal.
And yeah, yeah. And also in addition that, come to see us live, go to see other bands on live as well. Support your local bands and so on.
Heavy tulille. That's all.
Also remember to follow the New Wave of Finnish Heavy Metal Alliance.
Yeah. Yes.
Kiitos.
Kiitos.